Guys, good to see you back on the channel. Let's talk about something that's very, very important, which seems to be top of mind for most real estate agents and investors across the country, which is the market correcting? Is it slowing down? Now, that is a good question, but here's another question I want to pose to you. Does it matter, right? Because yes, it is in some markets, no, it isn't in other markets, and really does it matter? Because those who understand market cycles and those who understand how to capitalize on market cycles can make just as much money, if not more money, when the market's falling apart than when it's booming. So I just got back from the Northeast on a 2-week trip. It's kind of why the videos haven't been coming out as much. I flew up there to meet with all our team leaders. I flew into DC Metro. I went to Manhattan, New Jersey, Virginia, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, North Carolina. So I was all up there, guys, and I met all these different team leaders, and I met all the different industry leaders up there and talked to a lot of mega brokers and agents. We're building our teams all across the country, guys. As you know, if you want to partner with us and you're a broker or agent, reach out to me. I'll explain to you why so many people are doing so right now. But right here on the board behind me, guys, we're going to talk about a few things that will show you or are frontline indicators that your market could be slowing down. And then I'm gonna film a video after this video that we'll put out later this week that's gonna kind of tell you what I would do to prepare for this crash or correction or whatever you wanna call it, slow down the market, so that you can position yourself to do very, very well and position yourself to be profitable. So let's kind of look at this, guys. So the first thing we need to look at right here is number one, building permits and new builds. So right now, if your market, and you start doing research on your market, if the number of building permits is going down and the number of new builds is going down, that's a good sign that your market may be slowing down. So in the last crash, who got hurt the most? So let's think about this. If you own houses that are fully livable and you get caught at the top of the market, you can rent them out. Now a lot of investors are gonna be able to escape this crash because of Airbnb. And I may film a video talking about this because it may cause a massive flood of Airbnb houses in the marketplace because people flipping houses that are too high a price point can't finance out and be positive cash flow. They're gonna have to do something rather than foreclosure. And we'll talk about that maybe in another video. But what's happening is if you get stuck with a house that's livable, someone can move in and rent it. If you get stuck with a house that's half built and all of a sudden the market crashes, and to finish these houses out and sell them, you're still selling at a loss, builders are gonna start walking away. So a lot of these builders understand these cycles, and when they start feeling the heat and the pressure, they're gonna stop building so many houses at the top of the market, and they're basically gonna back off and building permits are gonna drop. So think about that. If your building permits are starting to drop, the number of permits being pulled in your area, this is a good sign that your market is slowing down. Now you have to understand that we have a macro market, micro market, and tiny little micro markets within each micro market. So just because some markets are slowing down doesn't mean your market may be, right? Number two, number of actives. So if you're pulling up your MLS, and most MLSs, the color green stands for number of actives. Not all of them, but most of them. So if all of a sudden you used to see 2 to 3 actives in these subdivisions that you're buying in, and now it's 4 to 5, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, what happens is this is basically what's happening. There's too much inventory in the marketplace. When the market's booming hot, there's a lot of buyers in the marketplace scooping up that inventory. Now there's not enough buyers to buy up all this inventory, and what happens is these houses sit, which means more houses are coming on behind it because those original houses are sitting there, giving time for other houses to come on the market and sit. And if you're seeing a lot of actives in a certain market, guys, make sure your numbers work. Make sure you're buying houses that have really good curb appeal, really good layouts, because cutting corners and just throwing a house on the market that we used to get away with is no longer going to happen in most markets, especially in that 350K and up price point, if that makes sense. Days on market. Same thing with number of actives, guys. If days on market are increasing, these kind of go hand in hand because the longer the days on market, that means more houses are sitting, giving more houses a chance to come on market and sit next to those other houses. So they kind of go hand in hand. But if you're seeing your market go from where you used to sell houses in less than 14 days to now it's taking 30 to 45 days, this is another good indicator that your market could be slowing down. Now in the next video, guys, we'll talk about how to prepare for this because it's good to get ahead of this and understand what's going on. Because a lot of investors are selling off their portfolios at the top. That's another sign that we're not talking about in here. A lot of serious, experienced investors, if you're a mentor or people that you know have been in the business for a long time, are selling off their houses, pulling up cash and hoarding cash and capitalizing at the top of the market. Maybe you should recognize this and learn by example of what these individuals who went through the last crash are doing, right? They're protecting themselves from losing all the equity like they did before in the last crash. Price reductions. So in my market, for about the past 4 years, I never reduced a house one time. And in Dallas, Texas, I just reduced a house twice for the very first time, literally in my career actually, because I came into the business after the last crash. And so this is the first time I've actually had to double reduce a price. That's a little concerning, right? Now, you shouldn't get too concerned, because if you understand how to buy houses at the bottom, you're gonna make a lot of money. But yes, if you're having to reduce prices, or houses are sitting in your market and they're reducing prices, it's another signal that your market may be slowing down. So just start asking around town, because that's the last one I wanna talk about. Community talk. What's the buzz on the street? If you're in a marketplace where you never heard anything except the market's scorching hot, and now all of a sudden you go to an REI club and people next to you are saying, yeah, my houses are sitting, or you talk to someone else and real estate agent, they're like, man, the market's slowing down, or I'm having to put more repairs in these houses than I used to. That's a good signal, once the buzz starts happening around town, that you're at that front edge of the market slowly hitting the top and starting to correct. Now, I wouldn't be too concerned about this, guys, because most of the people that get killed in a real estate crash are owner-occupant retail buyers, people who live in houses that bought a house at 100% of market value or more, and then the house dropped 20%, 30% or more in value, and now they lose their job and they can't make that payment. Investors who understand how to do this right, by saving up money and hoarding cash and working with private lenders and preparing to buy houses at the bottom, once all the big lenders shut down and credit lines are called back in, they're gonna make a lot of money. So, think about that. Are building permits being reduced and new builds cutting back in your marketplace? Number of actives, are they increasing? Days on market, are they increasing? Are people reducing prices? And are you hearing other investors and agents in your marketplace talking about this market could be slowing down? Guys, if you like today's video, hit the subscribe button. On the next video, what I want to talk about is a couple ideas to protect yourself against this coming market correction. And yeah, we're gonna dig in. I'm gonna give you my best opinion on it. Hope you like today's video, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.